Look what I've got for a week. Yep, it's a Hyundai i10. Welcome to sunny Britain. It's been beautiful. What a beautiful few days I've had in England. Yes, I'm back in England. I'm always back in England. I'm back in England. And it has been absolutely glorious. This is really very rare for February. I think it hit the highest temperature ever on record, I think, for February or something. So quite incredible, really. As you've probably gathered from the title of this vlog, that I have absolutely no idea what it's actually going to be about. So I'm just going to wing it. As you can see, I'm in this lovely little car, which is a Hyundai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's either Hyundai or Hyundai. I think it's Hyundai. Anyway, Hindi. I think it's actually Hindi or something. Anyway, so this is, I've never driven one of these before, Hyundai i10. It's really good. I've really enjoyed this car for a few days. Really nice little car to drive, actually. I don't know why, it's just really nice. I mean, it's absolutely tiny. When you see it in the car park, it looks absolutely tiny. I thought my Jimny was small. I think this is even smaller than the Jimny. But it's really good. I mean, it's really comfortable. It's a 1.2. I can't quote you any performance figures because I haven't even looked. But I know it's a 1.2 4-cylinder, and it goes really well. It keeps up nicely on the motorway and everything. And it's just a nice little car. Very comfy. Inside, it's a little bit basic, but it's still got leather steering wheel and everything. I think this is about 10 or 11,000 pounds. And actually, for a small car, it's great value. Really great value. I mean, you can fit 5 people, a bit of a squeeze for 5, but you can. The boot is really small, but probably 3 times or 4 times the size of the boot of my Jimny. But what a fab little car, and I've really enjoyed just sort of throwing it around on the back roads around here. Now, one of the reasons I actually came to England this week was because, amongst other things, one of my daughters is studying over here at the moment, but she's also had this Young Drivers Experience Day. It's in a place called Drift Limits in Hemel Hempstead, and at Drift Limits they do this thing for young kids. It's called a Young Drivers Experience Day or something, and you spend an hour or two in an MX-5, and they start you from scratch if you've never driven before, and you know, it's just for young kids to get a bit of experience driving a car. It's in a closed sort of airfield circuit. They've got a couple of circuits there. And I think it's great, you know, because the sooner the younger kids can start learning to drive, the easier it is when they actually start learning to drive and try and pass their test. My daughter had a 2-hour session because I was coming all the way from Spain. I wanted to maximise it as much as possible. So she had a 2-hour session, and shock horror, she started in the Mazda MX-5, which, you know, is a nice car, actually. Nice car to play around with. I mean, I started with an Austin Metro in a dirty car park. She started with an MX-5. So, and anyway, she was fine. She was doing well with the MX-5, and then all of a sudden she sort of appears again after an hour, and for the second hour she gets in a Porsche Cayman. She starts driving off in a Porsche Cayman, and I was like, oh my god, I just thought, she's 16 years old, what the hell is she doing driving a Porsche Cayman? I didn't realise for the 2-day package that they sort of upgrade to the Cayman for the second half. I didn't know that at all, so I just wanted her to have a couple of hours on the circuit. But anyway, I didn't know how to feel at that point, because I realised I've never actually driven a Porsche. And I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, and everyone's going to say it's Porsche, Justin, not Porsche. But I've never actually driven a Porsche. So I didn't know how to feel. It's like, hold on, my 16-year-old daughter is driving a Porsche before me. I think it's rocky. I should go book this for myself. But anyway, she had a great time. It was really good. She did very well. And yeah, I think it's just the whole experience day thing for young kids. Highly recommend it. Really good setup. We've got a Drift Limits there in Hemel Hempstead if you fancy going. I'm just looking at the traffic going back, and there's so much traffic. It's like, bugger, I've chosen the wrong way to go today. So driving along here, I always find it fascinating going back to England, and some people often ask me what it's like to drive right-hand drive, left-hand drive, because I keep swapping between the two, and after a while actually you just become very accustomed to it. but there are certain things that catch you out. I will do a video about it because there are certain things that even now when I'm driving, I find it quite hard to talk and drive at the same time because you've got to concentrate a little bit because you're not just using the subconscious to drive. But one of the things I find driving in the UK is that everyone is very courteous, you know. So like people indicate at roundabouts, if they let you, or if you let somebody in, they say thank you. These are things that don't happen in Spain, by the way. And I'm not being offensive towards the Spanish, but that's just how it is. And what I've noticed as well is that here, people have a lot less tolerance for bad driving. So, like in Spain, nobody cares if you cut them up, if you sit on their ass, if you just drive badly. It's just as if nobody cares. Whilst here, you make one mistake and it's like, oh my gosh, they're on you, having a go at you, flashing lights, hooting, horns, swearing at you, and you think, bloody hell, you were courteous 2 seconds ago, I make one mistake and you you want my blood now. So there's a level of aggression here, which is very different. So the level of aggression in Spain tends to be people who just want to get past you and they just want to drive too fast or irresponsibly or whatever. Whilst here the aggression comes out from lack of courtesy, lack of thought, bad driving. So very courteous all the time, they're really nice, and then all of a sudden they're like, you bastard. So yeah, it's quite different. So you feel a lot more conscious about driving well here, because otherwise you get abused badly. I know, because I've suffered it quite a lot past 2 or 3 days. I sort of drive like in Spain. So for example, when you're driving in Spain, if you want to get past somebody on the motorway, say you're on the outside lane and there's somebody slower than you, you can put your indicator on to say, I want to get past you. I accidentally did that here on the motorway, and the guy in front of me just started slowing down. There was no way he was going to let me pass. No, he was going to make me suffer for me putting my indicator on. I'm off back to Spain today, and I'm hoping to do a couple of videos with the Ferrari and the Ford. Just struggling. I need to get to both cars. I need to get a friend to come with me. We've got an idea for quite a good video, and just coordinating it all is a bit of a nightmare. Tomorrow morning, it's actually bank holiday in Spain tomorrow morning, and I'm picking up a young lad in the Ferrari because he's never been in a Ferrari. He desperately wants to go in a Ferrari. And through a friend of mine, he got in touch and he asked if he could have a ride in the Ferrari. So tomorrow morning I'm going to pick him up and take him for a spin, maybe for an hour or so. He's really looking forward to it. Anyway, right, I am trying to work out where I'm going to go. I was going to go on the motorway, but it looks like it might be absolutely heaving, so that is not a good idea. Let's move this way. Now I'll probably get hooted for changing lanes. Yeah, I just don't know. The traffic here is horrendous. It's so bad. I'm not going to be able to turn around here now. I'm going to have to upset somebody. See, this is probably really annoying people, the fact that I'm like not straight in my lane now. I'm at an angle. So some people are probably already thinking, what's he doing? What an idiot. Why is he even on the road? Come on, let's go. Go, green light. So it's sort of in the wrong lane. Oh yeah, thank God I didn't go down the motorway. Right, I'm going to do a kamikaze. Whoa. People are like, oh my God, I'm actually embarrassed now with that manoeuvre around the roundabout. You see, in Spain, you can go around the outside of a roundabout, it's absolutely fine. But here, Jesus, you can't do that. It's definitely a lot more stressful driving in the UK. I find it very stressful. The roads are really busy. If you do anything wrong, you get hounded. And I mean, yeah, just yesterday I was coming off a roundabout and it sort of went from 2 lanes to 1 lane. And I was trying to squeeze in and there's some van on my side. It was like, there's no way you're getting in. I was like, mate, I've just made a mistake. I just didn't realise it was going into 1 lane. Don't give me such a hard time, you know? Very strange behaviour. Why is this massive traffic here? Oh, bus lane. See now. I've come along this road and it goes from 2 lanes and becomes a bus lane. It goes through. See, this lane has become a bus lane now. Oh, someone nice has let me in. I just didn't. You see where everyone was queuing in the lane there. They know there's a bus lane there. It's gone from 2 to 1. And obviously you come along, there's no cars there, and you think, why is there no cars here? And then you go, because it's a bus lane. And now you look like an idiot and an arsehole for trying to cut in. Anyway, fortunately somebody nice just let me in. So I tell you, the stress of driving in this country is very high, especially when you don't know the roads. Anyway, right, well, that was just a bit of a rubbish video. Thanks if you're still watching. If you're not, then I'm just talking to myself, and that's fine too. Anyway, have a great day, and hopefully I'll do a video very soon. So catch you very soon. Cheers, bye.